Good morning, my name is Kalisha and today we talk about the Holocaust. I am from 9-3. This is the part 1 of the video. The Holocaust has a number of causes. Its direct causes in the fact that the Nazis want to exterminate the Jews and that they were able to do so. But their most mother didn't came out of the now here. The anti-Semitic new ideology must be considered in the broader context of the age-old hostility towards Jews, modern racism, and nationalism. The word Holocaust from the Greek word holos and "kost" burning was historically used to describe or sacrificial offering burned on altar. Since the 945, the word has taken on a new and terrible meaning. The ideological and systemic state sponsored persecution and mass murder of millions of European Jews, as well as millions of others, including Romani people. The inequality, disabled, dissident, and homosexual by the German Nazi regime between 933 and 945. To the anti-Semitic Nazi leader Adolf Hitler used war and inter-race and alien treat to German racial purity and community. After years of Nazi rule in Germany during which Jews were constantly persecuted, later final solution. With the start with the start of the Second World War and the swift succession of German victory, the Nazi regime began releasing in the lockdowning goal of the territorial expansion on the condition of the war military occupation the whole Prussian racial goods. With more radical measures, the German army, military, the SS, and Germany police unit took a active part in the atrocious mass murder of Jews in the Soviet Union. The German and their collaboration deported roughly like 2.7 million Jews and others from occupied areas to the killing center in German occupied Poland. At the largest of the camps, transport arrived from all across Europe. The camps of the Majdanek were the first liberated as Soviet troops reached Poland. As more Allied soldiers saw the camps with their own eyes. The truth was undeniable. World War II. The World War II fought between the Axis powers Germany, Italy, and Japan. The Allied, most of the countries in the world were involved in some way. It was the deadliest war in the all of human history with around 17 million people killed. World War II started in the 939 when Germany invaded Poland. Great Britain and France responded by declaring war on Germany's surrender on May 7, 945. The war in the Pacific ended when Japan surrendered September 2, 945. World War II started in Europe but separate throughout the world. Much of the fighting took place in the Europe and Southeast Asia Pacific. World War II involved the vast majority of the world countries, including all the great powers, forming two opening military alliances. In the the War II, ending with the unconditional surrender of Germany in May 9, or celebrate a victory in Europe Day. Signing their surrender on September 2, the Japanese surrender occurred after the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The major causes of the war is they include the impact of the tragedy of the varsity following the WWI is the worldwide economic depression failure of the nation. Then on September 1, 1939, German troops invade Poland, World War II, ending with the unconditional surrender of Germany in May 1, 1945. But both May 8 and May 9 are celebrated as the Victory Europe Day. The Japanese surrender occurred after the United States dropped the atomic bomb, and that finished in the August 6 and August 9. Gestapo. The Gestapo was Nazi Germany's infamous political police force over the course of the Nazi era. The institution of the Gestapo expanded, changing the group targeted by the Gestapo shifted, with the regime's police and priorities on the team remained constant. The Gestapo was a reliably brutal tool that enforced Nazi Russia's most radical impulse. The Gestapo became infamous for this brutally policing or symbol automatic policing. The word Gestapo is often making mistakenly used as the catch-all multiple groups of the Nazi used it as the category multiple groups of the Nazi perpetrators. In reality, the Gestapo was just one of many institutions that perpetrated Nazi crimes. Other Germany police forces were also perpetrators of the Holocaust. These include the criminal police, Kripo, and the informant other police, the Gestapo earning its infamous reputation. Gestapo policing used torture and violence in the interrogation. They coordinate the deportation of youth to their deaths. The Gestapo tactics include the murder and torture of prisoners in the 939. They reached security head office whose formed this amalgamate. The Gestapo and the SD under the leadership of the SS. The majority of the SS personnel wore service tunic branches at the Gestapo and K-pop were used gray-green. Uniform uniform weapons, the MP40, the MP41, etc. The Carabiner 9098K Moser was the adopted in the mid 930 and would be the most common infantry rifle in service within the German army during World War II. The design was developed from the Caribbean, one of the Caribbean developed from the mother 898 mentioned before. The SS. The SS was originally established as Adolf Hitler bodyguard unit, would later become both the elite guard of the Nazi Reich and Hitler executive force prepared to carry out odd security related duties without regard for legal restraint. The SS became a bitter state in Nazi Germany, stuffed by men who perceived themselves as the Russia of the Nazi Führer. The SS was specifically charged with the leadership of the final solution, the mother of European Jews. The SS before the Nazi seizure of power. In January 1929, at time when the SS numbered 280 men, Hitler appointed Heinrich Himmler enraged as Hitler saw an opportunity to develop an elite corps of the Nazi Party based on the race nationalist vision of the radical purity and loyalty to the Hitler as the personification of the future of the German nation. Through rigorous selection of the candidates from entry into the SS Nazi camp. The Nazi camps from the 933 and 935 94 Nazi Germany operate more than 1,000 concentration camps on its own territory and is part German. Occupied Europe. The first camps were established in March 1933, immediately after Adolf Hitler became Chancellor. The first, the first camp established in March 19, immediately Adolf Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. Nazi officials more than 44 billion in Croatians died during the time of the Third Reich. This estimate is based on continued research to the contrary. I'm sorry. Camps, though they are often referred to in this way. Prisoners detained there. The Nazi regime built a series of incarceration cities in prison, eliminate rarely and Paris enemy. Build a serious infraction, sit on prison and eliminate really present enemies of the state most positioners. In the early concentration camps were political prisoners, German communists, socialists, and social democrats. As well, in Roma, many of these sites were called concentration camps. The terms concentration camps refers to a camp in which people are detained or confined, usually under harsh conditions. Not all facilities established for concentration camps, though they are often referred to in this way. These sites vary in purpose and the type of the prisoner detained. From its rise power in the Nazi regime built the Syrian incarceration site in prison and eliminate the real perceived enemies of the state. Most prisoners in the early concentration camps were political prisoners, German communists, socialists, and social democrats. After Germany annexation in March 1938, Austrian political prisoners came into the Nazi concentration camp system following the violent programs on November 1938. Nazi officials used throughout the country. The first time Jews were arrested in May precisely because they were Jews. Over 30 million German Jews. Concentration camps in Germany, Italy, until each could provide proof their ability. Many people refer all the Nazi incarceration sites during the Holocaust as concentration camps. The term concentration camp is used very loosely to describe place in creation and murder on the Nazi regime, however, not all sites established by the Nazi concentration camps. Nazi established sites include the concentration camps, the concentration camp for the detention of the civilians seen as real or perceived enemies to the regime. Forced labor camps. In forced labor camps, the Nazi regime brutally exploited the labor of prisoners for economic gain. And to meet the labor shortage, prisoners lacked proper equipment, clothing, nourishment, or rest. Prisoners of the war camps. For Allied prisoners of war, including Poles and Soviet soldiers. Killing centers established prim- per- primarily or exclusive for the assembly line style murder of the large number of people immediately upon arrival to cite the World 5 killing center for the murder primarily of youth. The term is also used to describe euthanasia, site for the murder of this point. The first concentration camps in the Germany were established so that others upon other type of incarceration site them in the 10,000. These include but were not the early camp. The first concentration camp. The major purpose of the earliest concentration camps during the 930 was increasing and the immediate leaders of the political, social, and cultural movements that Nazi perceived to be threat to the survival of the regime. The first Nazi concentration camp was Dachau, established in May 933 near Munich. In many of the concentration camps, the Nazi SS either studied of the plans to install gas chambers to assist in their daily business business of killing prisoners who were too weak or sick to work. Before the widespread use of the gassing in the concentration camps, weak ill, expression exhausted prisoners selected by camp physicians were murdered at the euthanasia. Chambers were also to kill small target groups of individuals whom the Nazis want to eliminate. Polish resistance fighters, Soviets, and Poles. This was the purpose of the installation of the gas chambers. Camp structure. All the concentration camps were structured in the same way. Each had the intercamp of staff constant. The commandant headquarters. Following the German invasion of the Poland in September 1939, the Nazi opened forced labor camps where thousands of prisoners died from exhaustion, starvation, and exposure. SS units guarded the camps during the World War II. The Nazi camp system expanded rapidly in some camps. Nazi doctors performing medical experiments on prisoners. Following the June 100, 941 German invasion of the Soviet Union, the Nazis increased the number of prisoners of war camps and subcamps. Some new camps were built at existing concentration camp complex. In occupied Poland, the camp at the Lublin, later known as Majdanek, was established in the autumn of the 941 as a POW camp and became a concentration camp in 943. Thousands of Soviet Poles were so shot or grazed there. Transit camps. Jews in the Nazi occupied lands after were first deported to transit camps such as Westerbork in the Netherlands of Drancy in the French en route killing center in German occupied usually Poland. The deportation. The killing centers. The killing centers there are you can find it in the European Rear Network played crucial role in the implementation in occupied Poland where they created the German adapted to discard their intention referring to the deportation and resettlement land. From 942 onward deportation meant transit to killing center for most Jews. Deportation on this scale required the coordination of numerous German government ministries including the Reich Security Main Office. Killing Center faced murder day appearance in the Nazi Germany in the execution operation T4. They so called the euthanasia program. It was the Nazi state first program of the mass murder where disable to patients in German facility were murdered in gas chambers using carbon monoxide gas to help they carry out the final solution, the genocide or mass destruction of you. The Nazis established the killing centers in German occupied Poland, the country with the largest Jewish population. Killing the center were designed for efficient mass murder. The first one, which opened in December 1941, was Chelmo, were Jews and Roma. Killing center to systematically murder of the Jew of the general government, the territory in the interior of the German occupied Poland. The Nazi planners aborted the gassing. Millions of people were imprisoned, mistreated, and murdered in the various types of the Nazi camp. Under the SS, management and the German and their collaboration murdered more than 3 million Jews in the killing center alone. Only a small fraction of the imprisoned in the Nazi camp. This was everything. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye. The final solution. On January 20, 1942, Nazi Party and German government officials of the Gotthard at the Villa in the Berlin Sur on the Western discussed and they coordinate the impression of the day. Final solution of the Jewish question. He agreed Hitler to the mass murder of the Arab Jews to leave the German Reich and other parts of Europe. Those police were replaced by the systemic animation of the unclear way exactly Hitler decided to murder Arabs for Jews. The decision was probably made sometime in the 1940 with the invasion of the Soviet Union. The Nazi leader invasion killing 11 million Jews as part of the final solution. The suicide murdering like 6 million under the rule of the Adolf Hitler. The persecution and generation of Jews was impermanent in the state after the Nazi Party achieved power in Germany 1933. It stayed separate rising led to the end Jewish Nazi Germany definitely the decide to the independence of the state final solution. The Nazis frequently used the euphemistic language to say the true nature of their crimes. They used the term final solution to refer to their plan. The Jewish people is known when the leader Nazi definitely decide to implement the final solution under the rule. Adolf Hitler, the persecution of the survivors of the Jews was increased in the aftermath. After September 19, in Germany, Poland, the beginning of the World War II. The Mahada camp survived from the time killing for Jews. German SS police murdered nearly like 2,079 people. Jews in the killing center either expiation of the position of gas, but the shooting in interim final solution. Jews was the gassing shooting and the meant 6 million Jews were men, women, and children were killed during the Holocaust too. The World War II.